Johnny DeLuca and Bryce Hanson doing absolutely nothing to endear themselves to the fans here at Parkdale Hall. The fans that we're very grateful to see in attendance for this very Merry Lucha Christmas show. These two are both very talented, and just statistically speaking, they have the leg up in this here match, a 2-on-1 handicap match. They have to be going into this with a great amount of confidence as they tear up some of the signs that the Parkdale faithful have brought here tonight. There's just no reason for that. People will have worked hard on those, will have spent time and money and energy on those. And here they are. In fine shape, both of them tremendously confident. A hot young tag team here on the Ontario scene. And one with a bone to pick with just about anybody that comes in contact with them. No free souvenirs. Well, the wild child proving to be exactly that. Jody Threat may be home alone, but one Jody Threat is all it'll take to beat even the most fearsome of competition in the Ontario wrestling scene and beyond. These two sticky bandits may just have their work cut out for them.
The Sticky Bandits, Team BJ, Bryce Hanson, and Johnny DeLuca recently came together earlier this year, shortly after the unmasking of the Wild Stallion Kid. Johnny DeLuca had a breakout year here at Demand Lucha Tempest, winning the breakout division. Both those guys thought they could propel themselves even further by aligning together as a tag team. We'd seen them in action last night in night one against Jody Threat and young Matty Z, who's a martial arts specialist. Tonight it was supposed to be the open weight champion La Bandita in the corner, teaming up with Jody Threat, but she has to do it alone tonight. She's home alone here at the Parkdale Hall.
You can't argue with the thought process of taking two young, very talented individuals and teaming them up with one another. You wish it would have a better effect on their attitude, but here is Jody Threat taking it to Bryce Hanson. Wild Child taking him over with a Hurricane Rana.
Great execution from the Wild Child, who's come out here fired up as always. Now we get to see a first look at DeLuca. Not going the way he hoped. Getting caught up with a series of clotheslines from Jody Threat.
These two guys know how Home Alone ended, didn't they? Doesn't work out very well for Marv and Joe Pesci.
Jody Threat able to take care of business by herself here as the bronzed icons need to regroup on the floor. Tope Suicida.
Jody Threat proving why there may be no better ambassador of Toronto wrestling than she. Still solidly in control.
It's hard to hear anything here at the Parkdale Hall. The crowd absolutely electric. Jody Threat, one of the most popular competitors at Demand Lucha time and time again. But the numbers game going to be maybe too much for her here.
Johnny DeLuca being such a gentleman, catching Jody's fall but dropping her down just as quickly. Now, I don't mean to state the obvious, but this is where the real disadvantage of a handicap match really starts to take shape. Normally Jody would probably look to tag out right now. Unable to do so. She's got to go at it alone. If she's got it within her, and I'm sure she does, she needs to find it. She needs to find it fast.
Definitely just got her bell rung there. You can see it's just a natural course. Jody Threat looking over that corner. It's instinct to try to look over and try to see a tag team partner there, standing there to make the tag. In this instance, there is no partner. The partner is the audience here tonight in Toronto at the Parkdale Hall. They're going to have to help Jody Threat be able to pull through this thing.
If anybody could feed off of the enthusiasm of the crowd, it would be Jody Threat. Like you said, one of the most popular wrestlers here on the Demand Lucha roster. And now what is Bryce Hansen doing? He's distracting the referees and Johnny DeLuca and choke out Jody Threat in the corner.
And unfortunately, the official, Ken Kensington, didn't see any of it.
Johnny DeLuca cutting it a little bit close there. Doesn't want to throw this one away.
Went for the basement dropkick, big miscalculation from Hansen. Boot to the midsection, takes DeLuca off the apron.
And now with Bryce Hansen all one-on-one, Jody Threat can hopefully regain some advantage. But I've spoken too soon. Johnny DeLuca with the leg sweep. Draws Jody Threat down to the mat again for a count of 2 and a near fall. You don't have to like their attitude, of course. But so far, DeLuca and Hansen have done a very good job of cutting Jody Threat down to size. Quick, frequent tags.
Well, a lot of the fans here in Toronto at Demand Lucha have taken the turn of events here from Bryce Hansen, taking it quite personally. They spent the better part of 2 years rooting on and seeing the development of the Wild Stallion Kid before their very eyes. It was Kevin Blackwood who unmasked the Wild Stallion Kid. Blackwood put up his hair in his near undefeated streak against the Wild Stallion Kid. But ever since he was unmasked, this is a new Bryce Hansen that we're seeing here at Demand Lucha, as you can clearly see right now.
It's incredibly disappointing to see the road this young man has taken. If he gets a win here, you might be able to justify it, but I just don't think there's any call for that.
The sad part about it is that Jody Threat is the kind of competitor that would have taken both these guys under her wing and kind of guided them along. I'm sure she sees a lot in both of these competitors, but these guys don't want to listen to any advice. They want to do it their own way. And I'm not sure how long this allegiance could even last between DeLuca and Bryce Hansen to begin with when you got two massive egos like that.
Well, sometimes negatives attract, positives attract. You might get two peas in a pod, two of the same, come together as a tremendous team as DeLuca once again cuts Jody Threat down. The quick, frequent tags. The story of this match, I think, so far, neither man here is allowing themselves to get tired. Something that cannot be said the same for Jody Threat. But Bryce Hansen with an uncomfortable landing here. And Johnny DeLuca finds himself in the same spot. Double lariat sends the crowd into a frenzy. And Jody might now finally be able to get some of her wind back, take advantage of both of her opponents being downed.
That roar, that cheer of the crowd, that's going to give Jody that extra bit of adrenaline boost. Not that she needs it anyways.
Jody Threat now to her knees. Seems to be recovering a little bit quicker than her adversaries. Now to one knee. Now she and Bryce to her feet. Bryce might fashion himself a stallion. But what good is a stallion when it's going up against a wild child? Jody Threat taking it to both men. A big pump kick sends DeLuca to the ropes.
And it was right into DeLuca's face, and he is so vain, he is not going to enjoy that at all. This is the Team BJ part right here that we're seeing.
Some friendly fire. And now Jody Threat looking for a German suplex.
Raw power able to take Bryce Hansen over. But DeLuca has something else planned here.
Oh no. A drop toe hold with the most unfortunate of landings. That's an awkward conversation in the drive home after this. But Jody looking for another German suplex. Oh!
Able to just power DeLuca over right out of the ring.
It's unorthodox, but a German suplex all the same. And once again, Jody Threat finds herself one-on-one with Bryce Hansen. This might be her chance to put this match away.
Definitely could be the opening. Plants him.
Michinoku driver might get the job done, and Johnny DeLuca breaks it up.
And that's really been the story of DeLuca here at the Man Lucha. Right place at the right time. Once again, able to save his tag team partner. Now those guys are going to abide by legal tags. Can you believe that?
Well, he's got to drag him back to the center of the ring to make the tag. Pairs of chops to go around. This might be Home Alone with this series of unfortunate events. Johnny DeLuca finding himself in a bad way. Dragging her fingers across the eyes of Jody Threat.
And wisely, though, back into his own corner so they can keep that tag continuity, that two-on-one situation on the Wild Child.
Hard Irish whip to the corner. Rolling elbows. Double super kick.
Were they holding hands?
This could be it. Not for our Wild Child. Took a little too long getting to the cover on that one. And that slight hesitation may have cost Bryce Hansen and Johnny DeLuca everything. Can't let it aggravate them, though. They're still in the driver's seat. Jody being fueled by the crowd here at Parkdale Hall. And feeding off this disrespect from Bryce Hansen. It drops her to a knee, that open hand chop. Blocks a punch, elbow strikes. Again, a third, a fourth, a fifth. Jody Threat with a boot.
Hansen right in there, though, able to cut Jody Threat off. Blind tag to DeLuca. I don't think Jody Threat realized it, though.
A big spear from Threat. But Hansen's not the legal man.
The official saw it. It's the right call. Jody Threat still has no idea.
She's got a 3 count, but Hansen, not the legal man. Johnny DeLuca looking to pick his spots.
Super kick connects big time on the Wild Child.
Holy smokes. That's got to do it. No!
DeLuca in disbelief here at the Parkdale Hall.
A twisting powerbomb that would have put down many a lesser individual, but Jody Threat is no lesser individual. Oh, he's taking himself a moment. Johnny DeLuca collecting himself, albeit only for a moment. He's allowing the crowd to distract him. It's going to cost them everything. Jody Threat up for a powerbomb and down.
Picks
up
DeLuca.
Once again. Sends out with it. The cover, the 2, and the 3. There's no one that quite captures the imagination of Parkdale Hall quite like Jody Threat, a longtime regular of Demand Lucha, a star here, there, and everywhere all over the world. One of the finest knockouts you'll ever do see, and proving it again here tonight, just in time for Mom and the rest of the family to make it back from Paris.